Hello again everybody, this is a short video how I managed to hide the rear suspension gas canister on my Ducati Scrambler Desert Sled from 2018. As you can see in this image, the gas canister to the rear suspension is mounted in a very peculiar and exposed way. It's a very awkward position of it because it's extremely exposed to dirt from the rear wheel, and it also collects dirt. So if you can remove it, or more correctly hide it somewhere else, then you'll get a much cleaner look. Well, clean is maybe not the right word for this picture, but you know what I mean, cleaner lines. And of course, when you are washing the bike, it's much easier to get rid of all the dirt as well. Well, I think you figured out by now where you hide it, and I will try to show you that. I apologize in advance for not filming the whole process, but hopefully this will explain enough for you to understand how you can do it yourself.
Here you can see how I actually pulled the pressure hose to the canister from the rear suspension. It fits perfectly provided that you use a much smaller battery, and this saves a lot of weight and space, and this is big enough to actually start the engine. If it's not freezing cold, then it's not so good, but it works. Here you have the USB charger, but it's pointing upwards now, so I wrapped it in this self-vulcanizing rubber to prevent water from entering there. And the cable then feeds underneath the tank and up to the phone, which doubles as a GPS unit. But this actually sits rock steady there. It doesn't move, but just to be on the safe side, I put some rubber padding in between the battery and the gas canister. You can't see it really, but there is a pad of thick neoprene there as well, just to make sure that from vibrations it doesn't rub the plastic case of the battery. So I was very concerned about vibrations that will rub things around. That's also the reason why I wrapped the hose with this same self-vulcanizing rubber, and it goes all the way down. If you want to do this yourself, you need to cut quite a big gap in the plastic tray that this whole thing sits in. It took me a while to actually cut it, and it's a bit finicky, of course, because you need to remove this unit and this unit in order, you need to lift it up in order to access this, so you actually can get the whole canister through this gap. And needless to say, you also need to remove this panel, which originally is plastic. I have carbon fiber there, of course, and you also need to unbolt this end, if I recall correctly, in order to thread the canister underneath these pressure hoses, which I believe are the ABS unit. You don't want to fiddle around with that, that's for sure. Leave that as it is. But it's possible to get the canister through, and then you can put it there, which leaves a much cleaner look here in the back. It's the original damper, and the hose is long enough. But I do recommend, if you want to do this modification, make sure you wrap the pressure hose with some protective rubberized cover, just to prevent rubbing on the original hose. So that's for protection.
So as you saw, it's not too complicated. In the next video, I will turn the front rim to a tubeless one. See you there.